Being black isn't a get out of jail card. Ask Candace Owens. Ask Larry Elder. Ask Thomas Sowell.
Yeah.
These people are, Shelby Steele. Those people are not, they're persona non grata on university. Ask Condoleezza Rice, who wasn't allowed to speak, I think, at Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah.
Concert pianist, smart woman, but you're not on that side. So those people are afraid. They're afraid of true scholarship, of nuance, and of deep thinking. I think it was another guy, it was maybe Vaclav Smil, I can't remember who he said, most of these people who are driving this debate, who are coming up with these terms, like white privilege, like systematic racism and stuff like that, are at the bottom of a well, and they're looking up at their sliver of the sky, and all they can see is that sliver of the sky. There isn't a comprehensive understanding of the world. When you live in the real world and you have to make a restaurant work, when you have to manage a restaurant, when you get down to the level of detail, nobody is talking about your gender or your sex. We got to get the food to the customers, man, and we got to stay in business, which means I don't have time for that. I have time for bottom line stuff. And then I got my kids, and I got to make my relationship work, and I got this pain here, so I'm nervous about that. That's what it is to be a human being.
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff, when you say getting in trouble for what you said, it's not real. There's a lot of chatter and a lot of white noise.
Yeah.
But you can ignore it. Your job is to stay honest and be in the business of original self-expression and keep doing it because it's needed and it's wanted. Bill Burr will say that. Bill Burr will be like, he says crazy things on stage and people are like, oh. I mean, I've seen people go, is he allowed to say that? And I say to Bill, I go, you're so gutsy. I mean, he goes, no, I'm not. 8 people on Twitter hate me. Everybody else gets it. And he's right.
Right, they'll call him racist, and then it's like...
Yeah, but it's such a breath of fresh air.
My wife happens to be black.
Right.
Not that proves anything.
That's not a get out of jail card.
Yeah, and it's not anymore.
Being black isn't a get out of jail card. Ask Candace Owens. Ask Larry Elder. Ask Thomas Sowell.
Yeah.
These people are, Shelby Steele. Those people are not, they're persona non grata on university. Ask Condoleezza Rice, who wasn't allowed to speak, I think, at Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah.
Concert pianist, smart woman, but you're not on that side. So those people are afraid. They're afraid of true scholarship, of nuance, and of deep thinking. And it requires that.
What about the regular people, though? Not the comics that are supposed to be doing this and the artists that are supposed to be expressing themselves. Because that's the big one I get now. Like the amount of mail I get every day from people that are just like, I have to be anonymous on Twitter, I can't post on Facebook anymore, all of that stuff. Because their job is not expression, and they're afraid they're going to lose their job if they happen.
And they can.
Yeah.
And that's what's so disheartening is that corporations, if you work for a large corporation, they don't care. They're about their bottom line. You really think, and it's not that they're racist or anything, do you really think that because Adidas or Nike or Netflix or whoever stands against racism? Do you stand against racism, guys?
I do.
Do you? That's awesome.
I don't want
if
people
you could
to be
go back
racist.
and stop slavery, would you?
I would.
Wow, you're so noble. And thanks for
Come on.
posting that black square because that's what a single mom in the hood needs from you.
Yeah.
Boy, she must be breathing a breath of fresh air as she's trying to raise 3 kids. That must be fantastic. And her other kid just got picked up on a marijuana bid and is looking at getting stuck in the system that he can't get out. But thanks for your black square. And thank you, Hollywood actors, for taking responsibility.
How about those videos?
I appreciate that because you guys are making such a difference. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And thank you. Thank you for repeating the phrase that was given to you by someone you don't know, like systematic racism and white privilege. It sounds good. It makes you feel emotionally cathartic, I suppose. What are you actually doing? Where were you when 100 black people were shot in Chicago over Father's Day weekend? 5 of them children who were killed. Where were you? Why are you not in the street there, my friends? But you're not. Because you're too busy. Because at the end of the day, you can't be. Unfortunately, sometimes things are bigger than you are. And so all you can do is reach out like a spastic and kind of say, let me tweet something. I'm against racism. I'm for peace and harmony. You're for peace and harmony. I'm for war and chaos. Dude, I can't believe that. But your bumper sticker and that thing you put up in your store really has changed my mind. So I just see a bunch of It's like watching a bunch of people on stationary bicycles trying to get somewhere, and it's embarrassing.
There's a guy that's about 5 houses over. I will walk out with you after this and show you, who's got the Bernie bumper sticker and, you know, coexist and the whole thing.
Sure.
And he has literally the biggest fence in the neighborhood. The biggest. Not only does he have a fence in front of his house, his door has a fence in front of it. I've never even seen this before. I'm sure they have more of them in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
But like his front door, extra fence right there, and it's like, oh well, you got all the bumper stickers right.
Right.
Suddenly you like fences.
Look, I've never been a fan of Donald Trump. I don't like
Yeah.
his personality. I don't
Yeah.
think he's an effective leader. I have a lot of criticisms. I did not vote for him. I'm not a fan. Never have been.
Did you vote for Hillary?
I did vote for Hillary, and I don't like Hillary.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I couldn't vote for that guy.
Yeah.
He just and especially in the beginning when he was like, you know, if I want to ban on Muslims, I want to build a wall. It just all sounded un-American. But my biggest criticism of Trump is that he's a Trumpist.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if I were debating Trump, I'd be like, you care about Trump, you don't care about the country. So I have my criticisms. But what's interesting about the sort of, and I was a critic of I don't like the idea of building a wall. There's got to be a smarter way to do this. I mean, you know, it just sounded terrible. So, but what's interesting about the most vocal, the people that are really against the wall and things, is the people that are doing that live behind very expensive walls. Try getting over the wall that is Harvard, the wall that is Yale, the wall that is Princeton, the wall that is Wesleyan, the wall that is Williams
Pelosi's
College.
house.
Well, forget that. Forget that. Isn't she responsible for the Tenderloin? Isn't that her district? Or is that Maxine Waters, the late Maxine? I'm not sure.
Oh, but Maxine is here. Yeah, no, Nancy's up in San Francisco. Yeah.
So, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
So you people live behind very expensive walls. I can't afford those walls.
Yeah.
And I don't have the grades. So,
But why is it people can't connect those two things?
well, here's another thing that I thought of, that I thought Candace Owens had said because what I've been doing lately is I'm on YouTube and I watch debates between black conservatives and black liberals, and I get a lot from both sides.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not. You know, it's very interesting. I'm the guy who's been. My dad had me reading Thomas Sowell a long time ago. You know, and stuff. But what's interesting is that she said, look, if Black lives really matter, and you are worried about the black sort of vote and the black, you know, political influence, which is what it comes down to, especially in local politics, you better get serious about criminalizing the border. Because if you have unchecked immigration from south of the border, the Latino vote, God bless them, is going to render your vote as an African American obsolete. You can say whatever you want, but when it comes down to getting votes, politicians are going to be able to skip over your districts. It's not going to matter in 5 years. And I went, ooh, wow, oh, that's a contradiction. That's a real, that puts the left in a real predicament here. It really does. Because now you've got to get very serious about immigration, maybe even draconian, hard, terrible, terrible problem when you have children and you have desperate people trying to come over your border. I don't know the answer. I don't know how to solve that. But what a dilemma, and what a corner they have painted themselves in.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about comedy instead of the nonstop yelling you get everywhere else, check out our comedy playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, check out our full episode playlist. They're both right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.